Beach up Sunset World.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
この番組は地域密着型のボランティア活動を徳島で行っている国際ワークキャンプのメンバーがお届けする30分です。
This 30 minutes broadcast is hosted by volunteer members who come from abroad to help the community of Tokushima.
Good evening, everyone. I'm the host for this evening. I'm Rina from Japan. This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is live on FM Bizan. This 30 minutes broadcast is operated by non-profit organization Bizan Daigaku. Bizan Daigaku has been trying to make Tokushima a more attractive place with volunteers from Tokushima and outside Tokushima, including people from many different countries. Popular images of Japan, sushi and sumo? Yes, but we would like people around the world to know not only those images, but more things about Japan. We share the news from Japan and information about Tokushima, a place that welcomes foreigners from all over the world. We will also invite guests from overseas online to share the latest news with you. No one knows who will be talking or what kind of topics we will bring up. Don't miss it.
Sushi,
Sumo, Tokushima!
Hello, this is Rina, and I'm the host of the show today. And today's guest is...
Hi, hola, I'm Jimena. I'm from Costa Rica, and I'm today's guest. I hope you remember me from a couple of years ago.
Yay, Jimena, welcome back to the show. So maybe some of you know that Jimena was in Tokushima, and she was actually hosting the show.
Yeah, it was such a nice time. I loved it.
Sometimes in English and sometimes in Spanish, right?
Yeah, it was so crazy. It was super nice to meet different people living in Tokushima and from different countries and different backgrounds. And there were so many different conversations. It was such a nice experience.
Yeah. And so Jimena was in Tokushima before, and now she lives in Costa Rica. And
Yes.
Costa Rica is far away from Japan and Tokushima.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would like to ask you about people in Costa Rica. How people are managing with this situation with COVID-19.
Yes.
How are you and how are they?
Okay. So right now I'm fine. I haven't get corona yet. I got tested twice, and both of them I got negative. So
Yay!
yeah,
Such a relief.
yeah, it's such a relief. So Costa Rica, as I believe Japan, I'm not completely sure, we have like an universal healthcare. We are a really small country. We are only 5 million people. So it's a little bit easier to manage the situation.
Okay.
We only have we call it GAM, which is like the biggest central area which most of the people lives. And which is in the center of the country. So that's where most of the cases are, and it's in a really small area. So it's more or less easy to manage in that sense. Then we have the countryside, and in the countryside there are not many cases. So it's really good. But still, Costa Rica is a third world country. So we don't have as much money to deal with the situation. And we have a little bit complicated situation because the northern country, which is Nicaragua.
Okay.
Nicaragua is under dictatorship right now. So they weren't getting any kind of treatment. And they call it the president, but it's actually a dictator.
Okay.
Said that there was no coronavirus and a lot of people were dying there.
Wow.
So many people tried to cross the border to come here so they could get health, like the health system. So there was a lot of problems with that, but somehow we managed. Most of the people that managed to cross the border and came to Costa Rica, they got the treatment.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I am really proud of my country because
that is really nice.
Yeah, many people got the treatment they need, but then we didn't, the country didn't know what to do to send them back to Nicaragua or what to do. And I still believe there are some people that are kind of trapped in Costa Rica, between. So last year it was really good. We only have one lockdown, and it was not and it was not completely 100% lockdown. You can go out. There was not police telling you to go outside or anything like that. But because we don't have enough policemen. They're not. So, and we don't have an army, so we cannot be so kibishi. And it was okay. It was a really hard time because Costa Rica, it's a touristic country. Most of our income comes from tourism. So since we closed our borders, all the tourism
we cannot go there.
And so a lot of people had to struggle a lot because they worked in tourism, and that was a really hard blow for the economic. So last year it was really good. This year started really good as well. But we start vaccinations already, and it was so good. A lot of people were getting vaccinated and everything was in a really good order. But then I don't know what happened, but everybody got crazy and
What happened?
everybody got crazy and they start going out and trying to leave the country in vacations. And we start pretending as there were no more coronavirus.
Maybe they couldn't wait anymore.
They couldn't wait anymore. So right now we're starting a new lockdown because there are many cases, and last year we could treat all the cases, but right now it's so many, the people infected is so many that the hospitals are at their limit. So we're starting a new kind of lockdown, but it's not full, to see if we can narrow the curve. So somehow last year we did it super good, but this year we are not doing so good. But I still think that we're gonna manage it somehow. We're gonna we still have a really low death rate. The death rate is still quite low. So I'm hopeful and optimistic that we're not gonna have many troubles this year, and people are gonna start behaving and
be patient.
Be patient and get at home. And I'm just worried about the tourism industry, but there's basically nothing that can be done.
Because there's no tourist.
And if we start telling everybody to come here, then it's gonna be a problem. So
Can actually people enter to Costa Rica from outside
right now?
the
Yes.
country?
I think 2 months ago, around 2 or 3 months ago, we opened our borders.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit earlier. Maybe we opened them at the beginning of the year. So we opened our borders and everything worked fine. the problems start like last month. Because last month there were many holidays in Costa Rica and everybody wanted to so that's the biggest problem. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that people can visit Costa Rica right now and people can get out of Costa Rica by plane.
Okay.
Yes. But let's see how if we can maintain it. Yeah. And
so you still have a tough moment.
Yeah, but it's weird because I know that Japan is gonna get into their fourth wave, but in Costa Rica this will be the second. Technically it's the third wave, but the second wave was so low, like it was so soft that it kind of almost didn't count.
Okay.
Because we did a really good job, like the second part of last year, but this first part of this year, we're not behaving.
It's been a tough time for people in Costa Rica, and it's same as in Japan. So I hope the situation will get better one day soon.
Yeah. And I am glad that we already are vaccinating people, but I believe as in Japan, we're only vaccinating like the people from the healthcare system and elderly people.
Yes.
And right, it's the same there.
Yeah, it is kind of same. Yeah.
So I have to wait for my vaccine.
Yes,
but it's okay.
Be patient a little bit more.
Yeah. And it's okay because that means that I'm healthy and I'm young and healthy. So
stay healthy and eat good food, maybe Japanese food, and do your aikido, right? So we are going to talk about yourself after we play one song. So right now we would like to play one song, and after that we will talk about you, Jimena.
A little bit, okay.
Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima!
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome.
So here is Jimena again.
Hi, I'm back.
So Jimena, I want to ask you that how you have been doing.
Well, so after I came back to Costa Rica, I had work in a video game company, but it was only 3 months. It was a really small company here in Costa Rica. And then I started working for a Canadian company as an animator. So I started animating for the company. And now I'm in another position, which is called storyboard. Which I really like, I really enjoy. It's like planning how everything is gonna look and making like really fast like sketches to like organize everything from the script to like the images, and you pass that to the animator to make the actual animation. It's a really nice company in Canada. So I can work from home. I'm here in Costa Rica, but I work for a Canadian company. It's really nice. And so I have to practice my English a lot.
You can already speak really good English.
Thank you. So it's really good because myself, I haven't felt the problems of Corona, like working wise. But for example, my brother, he was unemployed for 5 months.
Oh no.
Yeah, for 5 months. And my sister, she works on publicity. And right now the publicity is not working that much. Last year, it didn't work that much because you couldn't shoot and you couldn't like promote new products because of So she has been struggling a lot, but this year it's slowly getting better. Yeah, so for me as an animator, I am like super lucky.
Yeah, your job sounds amazing.
It's really fun. It's really fun. I enjoy it. And the good thing is that I can work from my house, or if I decide to travel, I can travel. And as long as I have internet connection and my computer, I can keep working.
Yes.
But I cannot deny that it's hard to be in a world pandemic and knowing that people are getting sick, and you get worried. So I try to keep my spirit lift by by training martial arts. I been training Aikido for 11 years already.
11 years already?
11 or 12 years. I don't know. Yeah. And not recently, last year, I got my first, like my Shodan, my black belt. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. It was really, it was a whole experience. Like the Shihan came from Japan. He lives in Nara. He came to Panama, so I have to travel to Panama.
So you went to Panama? Wow.
Yeah, that's true. And people from all around Latin America came to see him and to get like his teachings. So it was like super nice. Wow. And when we were doing the test, like the exam, he was like super, I don't know, looking at you like strict, and you get like and you get like super nervous. But I think that's part of the everything. So yeah, I try to train. I try to go running every day. I try to meditate, because that also it's a little bit part of Aikido. And but I'm not really good at it. I talk a lot, so my mind talks a lot. So yeah, I try to keep it down. And I also try to remember Japan by eating Japanese food at least once per week.
Do you cook any Japanese food?
Yeah, I usually cook it myself, because I don't like how restaurants do it. Because
it's not really the real.
It's not really. It's like how people think Japanese food should. Like we have this dish that is sushi with banana.
Banana, so it's sweet sushi.
Exactly. So I understand Costa Rican people like bananas, but when I saw it, it's like no, this is not right. This is not right. So I usually try to prepare the food myself, because I remember like everything that Kazoku-san taught me and everything that I learned in Japan, because I cooked a lot there.
So you're helping a lot too.
Thank you. But I feel like I wasn't helping. I wasn't learning. I was learning so much. Yeah. So I try to make onigiri. I try to make something that I really like is oyakodon. So I do oyakodon. Yeah. I sometimes when I have time I do tempura, but that takes so much time. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but I also really like to do tempura, oyakodon, onigiri, and try to make miso soup. I try to eat miso soup. And recently, I was craving some furikake, and I couldn't find any.
Homemade furikake.
But I couldn't find any, of course, so I had to do my own furikake. It doesn't look like furikake at all, but it tastes like furikake. It tastes a little bit like furikake.
You do a good job.
And I have there's this really nice Asian shop in San Jose, which is the capital city.
Your city?
Yeah. And that's where I can find many things, but not all the things. So, yeah, for example, I cannot make tonkatsu because I cannot find tonkatsu sauce. And it's so frustrating. Yeah, and I want to make mapo tofu, but I have to look for the recipe from scratch.
Okay.
And but I do eat a lot of Japanese food, and the thing is, I force my family to eat them as well. My dad, he doesn't like it that much, but my mom, she really likes it, and my brother also likes it. And my dad eat it. He doesn't say anything. He just eats, and that's it.
So maybe your family should come to Japan when you come to Japan again.
It will be really, really nice.
You will like it.
They will be used to it. And I really want to take my brother there because he has, like, I told him a lot about
your experience in Japan.
Yes, but specifically about the dish from Osaka, takoyaki.
Takoyaki.
And I just mentioned takoyaki, and he was like, "What is takoyaki?" And I just rapidly explained to him, and he was like, "That must be so tasty! That must be so tasty!" So he always wants to try takoyaki. But I cannot make it. I don't have a takoyaki machine. There's so many things that I don't have to make takoyaki, but I'm glad and I'm thankful that there are many other things that I can do.
So you keep up with the Japanese. I mean, you try to be close to Japanese language,
culture,
Japanese culture.
Yeah, and I'm retaking my Japanese classes. I will start next week, and I'm
Good luck with it.
And I'm so scared because I know that my sensei is gonna tell me, like, you haven't studied in over a year, and you have all these kanjis. Like, you have all these kanjis.
Oh, there's so many. I know.
There's so many, but I'll do my best. I'll definitely do my best. And something that I really like is how Japanese culture is slowly getting more mainstream, and Costa Rica, it's getting like a little bit of the Japanese culture.
Yeah, there's still so many things that I want to ask you because we haven't talked for a while, right? But unfortunately, it seems we have almost reached the end of the program. We are waiting for messages from you with feedback or requests. Sushi,
Sumo,
Tokushima!
This radio program, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, is being recorded here on Bizan FM in Tokushima. This program is operated by non-profit organization Bizan Daikaku. We are open to and accepting any forms of support or contributions you have to offer within the local community of Tokushima. Please do not hesitate to contact us if you wish to get involved by emailing radio@bizandaigaku.net. We are accepting requests and messages via email. Please send emails to request@bfm.jp, request@bfm.jp, including the title of the show, Sushi, Sumo, Tokushima, in your messages. You can listen to this channel, FM Bizan, on the internet with your PC, smartphones, and tablets. If you are accessing with your PC, go to the website www.bfm.jp and you will find a banner written Listen Radio on the right side of the page. If you are accessing with your smartphone or tablet, download the application Listen Radio, then select BFM 791 FM Bizan with the area Chugoku Shikoku. If you are listening to this radio in the area where has a weak radio wave, don't worry. You can listen to programs with clear sound through this internet radio system. No one knows who will be talking or what kind of topics we will bring up next Thursday. Don't miss it. See you next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Bye bye.